In the last class we have defined many terms like resistance, resistivity and conductivity. Let us all connect these terms in today's derivations. So the points for today's derivations I have written on one side. The first point I would like to highlight today is we shall derive an expression for conductivity. Conductivity is denoted by the letter sigma. So we shall derive the equation sigma is equals to n e square tau divided by m, where tau is the relaxation time. The second point which I want to teach today is we shall define two coefficients, that is, one is temperature coefficient of resistance denoted by the letter alpha, another is temperature coefficient of resistivity again denoted by the letter alpha. So because resistance and resistivity depend on temperature, there is a need to define two coefficients for a conductor. The third point which I want to highlight today is how resistivity depends on temperature. So we shall do it for three types of categories. One is metals, another is semiconductors and insulators. So we shall show this variation with the help of graphs. So let us come to the first point today, that is we shall derive an expression for conductivity. This derivation so far usually it was asked for 3 marks so far, but last year, that is March 2020, this same question has appeared for 5 marks. So though the derivation is very easy, it is very important. Hardly 3 steps are there, but if you want to write it for 5 marks, definitely you have to draw a figure which I had drawn last time for drift velocity. Same figure you can draw at the start and then you can start with the derivation. So let us come to now expression for conductivity. So for this we need the knowledge of previous lectures. We need all those expressions which we had derived for the previous lectures. What are those expressions? One expression I told you, we have derived this relation, J is equals to sigma E. J is called as current density, sigma is conductivity, E is the electric field. We have derived this equation. And in the last lecture we have also derived 2 more equations. That is, first one was drift velocity Vd, E upon m into tau. Second expression which we derived was I is equals to NAE Vd. So all these expressions we are now going to use for the derivation of expression for conductivity. So let us begin with the derivation. Let us start with the first equation which we have derived, that is J is equals to sigma E. Let us call this as equation 1. Now let us use this equation I is equals to NAE Vd. Put the value of Vd as E upon m into tau. So let us put it there. So we will have the relation I is equals to NAE. The value of Vd is E upon m into tau. Now if you multiply E and E, you will get it as E square. So you will have it as n E square E tau divided by m. Take A on this side. So it will be I upon A. But what is I upon A? The definition of current density is, it is current per unit area. So I upon A is nothing but your conductivity. So I write I upon A as J. So J is equals to n E square E tau divided by m. So let us call this as equation 2. So if you observe equations 1 and 2, what do you find? Both are for same current density. So you can very easily equate equation 1 to equation 2. So that I have done it here. Equating 1 and 2, sigma E is equals to n E square E tau divided by m. E gets cancelled on both sides. So you have the relation sigma is equals to n E square tau divided by m. So this is a very simple derivation which can be asked even for 5 marks. Okay, so what are the steps in this derivation? First one is write an equation for J, use an expression for current, substitute for Vd, get another equation for J, equate equations 1 and 2 and you get the final result. So let me describe the terms used here. Sigma is conductivity, n is electron density, that is number of electrons per unit volume, E is charge of the electron, tau is called as the relaxation time and m is mass of the electron. So this is regarding the derivation for conductivity. So mark this derivation as very important, either 3 marks or it can also be asked as for 5 marks full question. So this is my first one. Now let us come to two more definitions. We shall define temperature coefficient of resistance and temperature coefficient of resistivity. Let us denote it by the letter alpha. So last time I had told you both resistance and resistivity depend on temperature. So if temperature changes, then resistance is also going to change. Also resistivity is also going to change. So let us take two variations. That is, two variations are like this. Let us say R1 is the resistance of a conductor at absolute temperature T1. R2 is resistance of the same conductor at temperature T2. Because resistance depends upon temperature, R2 will be different from R1. R1 is your original resistance and R2 is the new resistance. Now, we define alpha, that is temperature coefficient of resistance, as R2 minus R1, that is change in resistance, divided by R1. R1 is your original resistance and T2 minus T1 is the change in temperature. So this is the definition of alpha. So how do you define alpha? So let us put it in words. R2 minus R1 is nothing but change in resistance divided by original resistance into change in temperature. So how to define it? The temperature coefficient of resistance is defined as change in resistance per unit original resistance per unit change in temperature. Now if you want to write the unit of alpha, this resistance unit and this resistance unit get cancelled. You are left with 1 upon T. So if you express T in Kelvin, the SI unit of alpha will be per Kelvin, or you can write it as K raised to minus 1. So this is simple definition of temperature coefficient of resistance. Exactly parallel definition you will have for resistivity also. Only one change you have to do. Wherever you have written resistance, there you have to write resistivity. So the same thing I have written here. Rho 1 is the resistance at temperature T1. Rho 2 is the resistivity at temperature T2. Take the ratio. Alpha is equals to rho 2 minus rho 1. That is change in resistivity. Rho 1 is your original resistivity. T2 minus T1 is the change in temperature. So once again I will put in words. The temperature coefficient of resistivity is defined as change in resistivity per unit original resistivity per unit change in temperature. And once again the unit is the same because rho and rho units get cancelled. You are left with 1 upon T. So the unit of temperature coefficient of resistivity is per Kelvin. So these definitions are usually not asked, but if you see the textbook, there are problems based on these definitions. So if you want to solve a problem in the exam, if you get a problem, you should be knowing these two expressions. Based on this, some problems can be asked. So I have taken these two definitions: temperature coefficient of resistance and temperature coefficient of resistivity. So this was my second point. Now coming to the last one, that is, how does resistivity depend on temperature? So resistivity depends on temperature. If temperature changes, then resistivity is also going to change. Now this dependence of resistivity on temperature, we shall define for three types. That is, one is metals, another is semiconductors and insulators. So let us go to metals. How does resistivity depend on temperature for metals? I have shown it graphically here. Actually, these graphs, if you observe the question paper, these graphs, though they are very simple and not that important, but they were asked for 2 marks. Draw the graphs to show the variation of resistivity for metals with temperature. So these graphs are important from your exam point. Very, very simple to draw. First, we shall find out how resistivity depends on temperature for metals. So I made 2 columns here. One is metals, another is semiconductors. So for metals, the relation is very simple. Resistivity proportional to temperature. Rho proportional to T. What is the meaning? If temperature increases, resistivity also increases. So you are going to get that relation and we will show it in the graph like this. So we shall show this relation first for alloys. Alloys like constantan, manganese, nichrome, they are used to make resistors. In resistance boxes, you use these alloys. The second I have taken for metals like copper and aluminium. See the nature of the graph, you can see. On y-axis I have taken resistivity, on x-axis I have taken the temperature. For alloys, it is a straight line, whereas for metals like copper and aluminium, it is a curve like this. This is non-linear. Though it is non-linear, in both the cases you can very easily observe that rho is proportional to temperature. That is, as temperature increases, resistivity also increases. For what type? For metals. So, for this, alpha is going to be positive because this rho 2 minus rho 1 is positive. Therefore, alpha is going to be positive for metals. So, 2 points you have to remember. Rho proportional to T directly and alpha is greater than 0. Now, let us come to the second category. We shall take these two together, semiconductors and insulators. So, for both semiconductors and insulators, the variation is like this. So, what do you understand by the graph? As the temperature increases, resistivity goes on decreasing, but in the form of a graph like this. This graphical decrease is called as exponential decrease. So, for insulators and semiconductors, resistivity exponentially decreases with temperature. So, what is the conclusion? For semiconductors and insulators, you can say rho inversely proportional to T. Now, what about the value of alpha? Alpha is going to be negative. So, 2 points you have to remember. You have to remember first the 3 graphs you remember. They will ask you for 1 and 2 marks. And what is the distinction between them? For metals, rho directly proportional to T, alpha is positive. For semiconductors and insulators, rho is inversely proportional to T and therefore alpha is negative. So, this is how resistivity depends on temperature for metals, semiconductors and insulators. So, what are the 3 points we have covered today? First one is we have derived a very important relation, that is we have derived an expression for conductivity. Second one, we have defined two constants, temperature coefficient of resistance and temperature coefficient of resistivity. Third point is we have found out graphically how resistivity depends on temperature for metals, semiconductors and insulators. Out of these 3 points, these two are very important from an exam point of view, 1 and 3. And this you can use it for solving problems. So this is all for today's session. Thank you.